Now then YouTube, I'm the Toffman and welcome back to some more Thaumcraft and Botania Unite. We're on part 4 now, I think, and no building today guys, no building. Do you know why that is guys? Well, I've been going through here and I've been finding a lot of stuff that I can get aspects from. In fact, there is a spider out here that's ready and waiting for me to just find some extra points on there. That's fantastic. And I'm sure there's some, a chicken has obviously been around here. So yeah, no building just yet. I still need to do some adjustments to that because I'm not quite happy with it as it stands at the moment, so I still need to do some of that. Have I actually done pigs yet? I can't remember if I've done pigs yet. There's a lot of them flying around. There was like, there we are, look. There's double tall grass. I'll go and grab that one. Pig? Oh, I have. Oh yeah, of course, because I did that in the last episode. Alright, in this episode, guys, I am going to explain to you warp. Now, this is a new feature within 4.2. But first, I want to tell you guys how to actually find this. Like I said in the last episode, I will go through how to actually find this. So, basically what you've got to do is you've got to connect this with this. And you've got to connect this with this. It can do it so that you can connect this and it will connect this into here and then it'll both go into there. It really just depends on how you actually want to do it. Now, you can only have stuff that's contained within that particular aspect. So Cognitio here, I haven't actually got the ability yet to show you what's inside Cognitio, but you can actually get Terra there, as you can see. We've got a nice little line, light blue line that goes into there. So now you've got to either figure it, because this is a primal aspect. You know, Terra is Earth. It's the primal aspect. So you won't find something that's in Terra. However, you can find something that Terra is part of, and that would be Tutamen. Now I believe I found it's there. There you go. The blue line continues, and it just so happens, guys, that Tutamen and Ordo can link together, and you can link that with Instrumentum. So that's there, and there you go. Now I've connected this with this. Now we've got to connect this with this as well, and once all three are connected together, that is when you will get your research, and you will find that, and that you will be able to use it then. So we're looking obviously for research expertise here. So order down to census would be Motus. If I remember this right, it's Motus, Volatus, and Air. Was it Air? I think it is. Yes, there we go. And Air is right there. So all of these are connected now. So remember, when you're looking for something to be a part of it, it's got to be something that goes into it. If you get down to a primal aspect, you can also do what that aspect is part of. So in other words, census, air is part of census, but air is also in Volatus, and so on and so forth. And that's how you work out your Thaumcraft knowledge. So, discovery, let's right click this. Yeah, research completed, get in. And now you'll see this is lit up here. It's got this little sparkly bit right next to it to show you that you've just unlocked it, and same again up here, it's got this little sparkly bit on it. If we click on here, you will find out what this actually does, and there's a reason why I wanted to go down this line first. You have become more efficient at performing research. Whenever you remove an aspect that you have placed in a hex, there is a 25% chance that you will regain the research point. You are also able to see what aspects you need to combine to create an aspect you are hovering over, which, guys, this is an unbelievable tool to have. This bottom bit here, also this one here. What it basically means is, do you remember when I was inside here and I had that thing, there was little hexes there? Well, if you get one wrong, or if you want to change one, you can go ahead and click on that particular aspect, and it has a 25% chance of putting it back over here. Otherwise, it's lost, and you've run out of that particular research. You've run out of that particular aspect, and you won't get that point back. But you get a 25% chance by using this, which is great. Now, this is a great time to bring up the new forbidden research. And as you can see, this dark cloud around here, this is forbidden knowledge. It's mostly harmless. But if we have a look in Warp, Flux, and All Things Bad, which is brand new, it's a 4.2, Warp Many believe man was not meant to be meddle. Bleh. Let me start that one again. Many believe man was not meant to meddle with magic, and nothing gives more credence to this than the existence of warp. Researching forbidden magics or crafting objects of questionable nature tends to distort a thaumaturge's view on reality, twisting both their minds and their bodies. This effect is called warp. There is no known way to get rid of warp once it's gained, and a thaumaturge who chooses to ignore the dangers in pursuit of power often finds herself on a slippery slope. Herself? I didn't realise I'd changed sex. Warp usually manifests as minor lapses in concentration, physical pain, or hallucinations. Now this sounds fun. It really honestly does. These are more than merely mental though, as the visions sometimes impart useful knowledge or seeming hallucinations prove to be frighteningly real. So, flux. We all know what flux can do. However, there's another one, a new part. At least I think it is. To me it is. If warp is the mental manifestation of magic gone wrong, then flux is the physical manifestation. Flux can manifest in three ways: a liquid, a gas, and a physical malady. The first two manifestations are I think that's meant to be, are considered annoyances by most thaumaturges, and is often the result of wasteful use of magic. It is not particularly hard to clean up, but the coming into contact often causes the third manifestation, which is the new flux flu, or at least I've never heard of it. Flux flu is not particularly dangerous, but while a thaumaturge is suffering from it, he finds it difficult to focus vis, which often leads to increased vis usage to get something done. So there is another little bit into flux there. But this warp I've seen in the configs that you can turn this warp feature off, or at least I think you can. So there's something to remember, guys. But it sounds good to me. I mean, I like the hallucinations, man. That sounds fun. That sounds fun. So research mastery. I want to continue down this line with Thaumcraft. I want to continue. I want to get. I don't think I really need this, but this I want. That is also a very, very good thing to have at the start. You can put stuff in that you don't want, and it will break it down into its primal compounds. We'll get to that in a bit. But research mastery is one that I want to get. And remember, it's a forbidden knowledge, so I'm adding to that warp there, which is great. Oh, it looks like I'm actually missing one. Do you know what? Let me have a look around and get my thermometer going. And let me see if I can't find some more stuff. I shall be back when I've found some whatever it is that I need. Alright guys, well I have worked out the missing aspect, and it is of course Praecantatio. Now Praecantatio you can get with Vacuous and Potentia, as you can see it there. I actually got it from a couple of shards that I've got in my chest over yonder. Let's go and take a look inside here. Now, if you're hovering over something and you press left shift, you can see what that particular item holds if you've scanned it or not. And, of course, I haven't scanned all of this up here, and I haven't scanned any of this down here, but I have scanned these three here, which I needed, obviously, to be able to get to this. So, how do we actually match all these together? Well, I've gone ahead and worked this out as well. So, from Cognitio to Praecantatio, I've got it all written down so I didn't forget, because I'm terrible at remembering stuff. Now, Cognitio to Praecantatio, you can't really do it in 3 steps like what it shows here, or at least I don't think you can. Not that I know of, anyway. Humanus is what we're going to need. So I'm going to slightly go off kilter just a little bit, because we need to do it in 4 steps. Humanus, and then I'm going to go up the head there like this. We need Lucrum, which is this new one you can get from gold. Brilliant. We need Fames, which is this one. The little face of hunger. We then need Vacuous. So if you can see. Oosh, there we go. Vacuous. And of course, Praecantatio has Vacuous in it. Fames has Fames has, what's that one called? I forget what it's called already. Vacuous, that's the one. Vacuous in it, and Victus. Lucrum has fames in it, so that's why that sticks together, and also the man, and then of course Cognitio's got the man in it as well. So right, so we've done this little bit here. Now we need to go from Praecantatio right over towards Census. So we're going to get our Potentia out. I think that's the first time I've actually used it. Potentia. We also need Ignis, because of course fire is inside Potentia. We also need Lux, because fire is inside there as well. And we need last but no means least air, which is in both. So now we've got this one together as well. So last but no means least is Census over towards Ordo. And this is pretty easy, guys. This one's actually Motus, Volatus. I think we've done this one before, actually, in the last one. Volatus and air. Yes, research mastery. That is fantastic, and I will definitely take some of this by right-clicking it. Oh, have you seen that bottom right, guys? You have gained warp, and you heard that little bit of a thing that went on there. Now, research duplication. Sharing is caring. Click to get a research. I don't really need this. I'm not going to be duplicating my research. There's nobody else to give it to. So, research mastery. You have become even more efficient at performing research. Whenever you remove an aspect that you placed in a hex, there is a 50% chance that you'll regain the research point. Additionally, there is a 10% chance that whenever you place an aspect that it will not cost any research points to do so. Lastly, you are able to combine aspects in the research table by shift-clicking on the aspect you wish to create. If you have enough of the component aspects, they will automatically combine to create the clicked aspect. This is one of the main reasons I wanted to go through this line, like I said, straight off, because there's nothing worse when you haven't gone around, you know, like scanning everything and you've not got something. Now let's say, for example, I think, what shall I use as an example? Spiritus, maybe, would be a good one. You can see it's made of Victus and Mortis. Now, there is a whole load of different stuff that goes into making them. I can just shift and click, and I've gone ahead and made myself one bit of Spiritus there, which is fantastic. I love that. I absolutely love that. So now we are finished with Research Mastery. Now where to actually get into from here? Where shall we go? I've managed to find some clues. Now, somebody rightly pointed out in the last episode, and thinking about it, I did know about it. I said that I didn't know about it, but then I thought, oh no, hang on a minute, I actually do know about it, because I remember actually saying in the video about it that it's changed. When it says that you've got a clue to a particular research, it doesn't mean that it's going to give you a research note in your inventory. It used to do that, but it doesn't do that anymore. However, it does give you a clue as to one particular research that you can get inside the book. So once it says that, guys, just go in, have a quick look around, see what you can see, and it might have unlocked something. Ooh, that magical metallurgy. Nice. And there's, I'd like to get into this at some stage and start breaking some stuff down. There's a whole load of stuff. I'd like to do these. Paving Stone of Warding might be a good one, actually, so I don't have to keep using my door. However, skeletons can still keep flying through there. And you can see, actually, we've not got enough Motus, and we haven't even found the second one. I think that's Iter, actually. I need to go ahead and make one of them, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. I think it's Man and something or other. I can't remember. Let me go and double check that, and I'll give you a brief description of what this does. Well, that actually took a little bit longer than what I thought it would have done. In all honesty, I was trying to figure out what the last one was for ages. It was actually Vinculum. I thought I actually tried to find Vinculum, and I thought it didn't exist. Stupid me. So I'm thinking, I'm racking my brains, and I'm thinking, there's really nothing else I can find. It's surely got to be Vinculum. There was a couple of other ones that I did go through, like Aurum, for example. That's another one as well. You can make with Percantatio and air. But we've got 3 Motus now. As you can see, if we hover over this Paving Stone of Warding, right here, you can see click to purchase this research. This is a different kind, and like I said, the hexagonal ones tend to be the ones that you can just straight off buy, whereas these square ones here do require research notes to be able to get. I want this paving stone of warding so that I can go in and out of my house without opening a door or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and click and purchase this. Now note it does take 3 mortis, 3 vinculum and 3 bestia to be able to get this paving stone of warding, and it will take them straight out of your pool. So there we go. Research has now been completed for paving stone of warding. You have discovered a way of turning arcane stone blocks into mystical wards that prevent most creatures from crossing them. It should be noted that these wards aren't always 100% foolproof, and they cannot prevent other players from entering an area. But they keep most of common threats at bay. They will also prevent golems from crossing them. For best results, you need an unbroken line of them between the area you wish to protect and the outside world. An active redstone signal will disable the block. And you can see arcane stone bricks with 1 fire shard and 1 order shard will get you a paving stone of warding. Now they have to be that type, otherwise they would be flashing the different colours inside here, so they have to be a fire shard and it has to be an order shard as well. And don't forget, you need to do this in an arcane workbench with a wand that has 10 ignis in it and 10 order. We'll get into a little bit of that a bit later on. The colour of the runes above the paving stone indicates its current status. Purple runes show that it's currently preventing something from passing through. Blue runes indicates it's been deactivated with a redstone signal. Red runes show that something is preventing it from fully warding an area and a gap exists where something might be able to pass through. I don't have fire shards. I do have 1 order shard, but I don't have any fire shards. I know there's some in that cave, but I'm going to be mining in between episodes, and that's probably what I'm going to be doing for the build. Because that at the moment, I'm just going to leave it, because it's getting all the grass up there, as you can see, which is great. That's like doing exactly what I wanted it to do. So, we've got our iron-capped wooden wand. It's got literally nothing inside of this, and you can see all of those 6 things on the top left hand side. You've got the big circle and then the 6 bars around the edge. They represent a primal aspect each. So you're talking about fire, air, water, earth, order, and obviously the chaos one, I forget what it's called. That one, you know what I mean, the lightning one. So outside in the world will be those bits and bobs that I showed you with the aura nodes. Once you can find an aura node, you can then tap that aura node for whatever could be inside it. Now, I've had a look around and I couldn't find any. So what I'm going to do, because it's a bit annoying running around with this thermometer. Yes, thermometer. I actually said it right for a change. It's a bit annoying running around with this thermometer, and it's not very efficient. You know, I just want to run around and have a look without having to stick at, you know, that. It's only a tiny little bit of screen. There is a better way of doing this, and that is, of course, the goggles of the revealing. The goggles of revealing are like an armor piece that you can go ahead and put on your face, on your armor slot for your head, and they will do exactly the same job as a thermometer, and do some bits and bobs as well. So, well, let me go ahead and see if I can remember doing all this. Now, it takes me a little while to actually work all this out, so just give me a second, guys. Well, it's going to be a second view. It's going to be a little while for me, and I'll be back with a list of what I need. Alright, guys, I've come up with a brilliant one for this one. I have come up with a brilliant one for this one. It's going to take a little bit of fiddling around when we get to the end, but we are actually going to use one that forks off from one another, and this is what I'm going to explain right now to you guys. Basically, to get from Praecantatio to Census and Praecantatio down to Aurum, there's actually a very, very similar path that's used. So, let's start with Potentia. That will work. Let's also then go down to Ignis. Now this is where things can split off from one another. You can do lux and air, but then there's not really much point in doing that way. Here is a great place to split off. So we're going to go ahead and grab lux for one side, lux for the other side, and then we're going to use air there, which will go ahead and connect all this up, and air there. Now, you see what I mean about branching off from one another? You don't have to do it in a big long line. You can branch off from one another. Now, I could have gone ahead and put one lux down there, actually, and put air there and there. So we could have saved one lux. It's alright. I'm sure, you know, I can get loads more of this stuff. It's absolutely fine. We just need a little bit of more air. Now, these little blobs here mean, I think that means there's something in this area where it will very, 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 very slowly replenish some of these points by itself. Now, I could be totally wrong by there, but when you put down crystals and stuff like that around your research area, which basically allows you to replenish aspects, you get more of these little blobs on the things, on the aspects. So I believe that's what that means. So the goggles of revealing. Oh man, yes. Let's go ahead and research that, and you can see we've unlocked the arcane ear right there. We need 4 pieces of leather, 2 gold ingots, and 2 thermometers to be able to make the goggles of revealing. Not only that, guys, but we do need a whole host of aspects. 5 of each type of base aspect. So we've got air, fire, water, earth, the Peditio, that's the one, and order. So that's what we need. We need to be able to have that first before we even think about getting the goggles of revealing. So in between episodes, I am going to be going out, looking around, see if I can find some more aura nodes. I will mark down the coordinates of these aura nodes, and then I can come back next episode and hopefully get some mining done right at the start and do that as a little bit of a time-lapse thing. And also come back to show you what to do with the iron-capped wooden wand to be able to fill it up. And once I've got that filled up with at least 5 of each type of the aspects, we can come home. I'll get 4 leather while I'm out as well, because I don't think I've got any leather. I've already got 2 gold, and I can make another thermometer, so that's absolutely no problem. And once all this is done, we'll be able to just walk around with goggles of revealing on our face. Not only that, but goggles of revealing does allow you a 5% VS discount, which is great. So you won't need, when you are using the goggles of revealing, when you're wearing them, you won't need to use as much VS when it comes to some recipes further on down the line. I think this would still class as 5. I think these 2 in the end are actually 3s rather than 5s. But I think that will still suit. It's only a tiny percentage, so I think it still rounds up to 5 and 3, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. Anyway, I think that's going to cover this episode pretty well. I think we're getting started on Thaumcraft, which is what I love. And yeah, I'm interested to see what warp features there actually is going to be. Also, next episode, I want to try and get down into this advanced node tapping, which is really, really key. And you will find out next episode why it is really key. So until next episode, guys, if you've enjoyed this episode, please go ahead and leave it a like. That's the best way of showing me if you're enjoying the series so far. It's doing quite well, and I like the look of that. It's brilliant. So go ahead and just, leave a like if you like what you're seeing. So until next time, guys, I've been the Tough Man. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, stay safe.